As a content creator, you are always looking for new tools and new ideas, ways that you can get more done to build your business. I've discovered a tool I got to share with you. It is phenomenal from presenter to presenter, someone who's doing this for a living, been doing it for many decades myself. And this is a tool that's going to help you, an AI tool. It is called Gamma, and it gives you the ability to, yes, create some slides, but even more. We're going to show you that on this episode of Stark Raving Entrepreneurs, and I'm joined by my co-author, my co-founder of Stark Raving Entrepreneurs, and my fiance, Gina Carr. Gina, you've seen Gamma before. What are your thoughts on how it can help content creators and particularly presenters, authors, speakers, and other people like that?
Well, it just is enabling us to create amazing graphics, images, slides, and such easily with literally a sentence and a press of a couple of buttons. And we really have something that helps us to communicate our ideas much better than just the spoken word, and certainly much better than just bland ongoing text. So it's good. It's very creative. There's a reason that the folks in our Stark Raving Entrepreneurs community are saying it's their new best friend, and they're using it every day. So I can't wait to see what we're going to be sharing with folks today.
Yeah, well, what we want to do, we want to get right into it here and show you as a person watching this how you can use it. Let's say you write some text. I have a post that goes out Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. It is largely text. Occasionally I put in a graphic, but it's text or message. What I did today is I took that text and I put it into Gamma and let Gamma generate slides, change the wording a little bit. Then I went back and I customized it for me. I always say, do not copy and paste when you're using AI material. Copy, paste, and then customize. You want to you-ize it. Make sure you're you-izing the material. Put your own feeling, your ideas, your thoughts in there. And that's going to be important. And that's what I did. Let me share my screen here for you so you can take a look at what's going on and how we did this. Okay, we're getting really nitty gritty here because this is what I do when I'm making a presentation. I use Google Docs and I put the text in here. This is what I did back on the 21st of January, 2025. And I started here with a quote from Steve, technology alone is not enough, et cetera, et cetera. And I write it, put my ideas in there. Then I go back and edit it again, second draft. Then for a third draft, I send it into, at that time, Perplexity. Now I might use Claude or some other tools. Still loving Perplexity, by the way, getting Claude through Perplexity. That works beautifully. And then I've got this that has gone through the editing process. This is what I would feed into, once it comes back from Perplexity, into a tool that we use called Kartra. Kartra then gives us the ability to reach out to people. And so what I would do is I would take the bulk of this right here and feed it into the Gamma. By going into Gamma, we can do it. Let me show you exactly how I do it. We're getting really nitty gritty here. See, what I'm doing is I'm starting here. Actually, let's grab it from here. And well, let's see, let's grab it from here. There we are. Go on down there. I'm going to slide on down to the place on here where I want to bring it in. Say after I said Terry, and then I put Terry, Brock, etc. I'm going to click there. Then I'm going to copy that. Copy that. Then I'm heading over to Gamma. Once I get over to Gamma, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to look at the options here. Create new, new from blank, or import. I'm going to select create new. So when I select create new, notice it says paste in text. So I can take the text that I had, what I wrote, I'm going to put that in here. So I'm going to select that and then just do a Command V. You use a Control V over on the Windows side. On Macs, I'm going to put in the Command V, and it popped it in there like that. And what it did is it put it in there, nice form, and I got that there. But now you'll see down toward the bottom, I've got presentation, web page, document, or social. This does more than just create slides. Hey, don't get me wrong. Gamma does a great job creating slides for PowerPoint, for Keynote. I'm using Keynote mainly on the Mac, but it works beautifully. I put that in there. And you could also do a web page. You can create a web page. Let's say as a speaker, you want to go out and speak to a different group. You can customize it for them using that and put in Gamma to create the graphics, the text, make it ideal. You can also create other documents, like a PDF that might be used for a lead magnet. Let me show you what we're going to do here. Gina, I want to get your comments on this after we've done this here. I'm going to take this and I'm going to make this into not a presentation, not a web page, but a document. So I'm clicking on document right here. And then down here below that, you'll see continue. I'm going to click on that. And when we do, notice what it's doing. It's configuring the prompt. It's giving me, oh, let's say 8 cards. Now you can go up on that. I've got the high end that they have, the pro version. I can go up to, I forget how many, I think like 80 or 90 some cards, a lot. I don't need that many. I'm going to cut it back to just a few here. Let's go to, like, say 6 cards, just so you can get an idea of what we're going to do. And I'm going to click on continue. When I do that, watch what happens here. It gives me the ability to select a theme. Say, okay, what do you want? There's a lot of capabilities here on the themes that you can use, and you can use this in many different ways. I'm going to select a professional and then a title. So I'll be able to get this right here as a theme. I just like that one. I like the white behind it and the dark letters. I like those. The black letters look really, really good. And then I click on generate. We got just a very short presentation here, so it shouldn't take too long, but I'm going to leave this in real time. You know, this is about where we often do this with our presentations. We stop sharing. We say, okay, we're going to come back when it's done, and it comes back in a few hours or whatever. Well, right now we're going to leave it on here. Here we go. I'm clicking on generate right now. And Gina, notice how long this is taking. We're going through this. We're going to see it here in real time. Here it goes, and look at it. It's working. It's actually writing it down for me. Let me see what's going on. Putting it together, repurposing. It's taking the words that I have, and it is, well, repurposing those words, because that's one of the things we were talking about there. And notice it's the magic is the mix. It's going to put in a graphic that it's grabbing there that I can take, bring it in, and make sure that I'm getting some really good content. This is something that would be real good in a presentation, probably even better, like it is right here, in some type of document that could be an ebook or something like that for you. So we're taking action now, repurposing it, putting it together. It's letting me see what you can do with it. All of this put together in a very nice way. And there it is, over and done. I wasn't doing a timer on that, but Gina, did that seem like that was pretty quick in putting all that together?
It was super fast and really great. I love it because I imagine I'm like a lot of people that seeing just a ton of text, my mind just glazes over and my brain just goes, ooh, that's too much. It's taxing. But
Yeah, my brain gets taxed
that,
pretty easily anyway. But when that happens, I agree with you. It does it too.
yeah. So the way that took that material and presented it, laying it out in these different types of images, graphics, breaking up the text with headlines and bullet points. Oh, I just love it. It's so much easier to comprehend and to really get the material that way.
Yeah, and Gina, I think you raised a good point there. Easier to comprehend and get the material, because that's not for us to comprehend. This is for our audience. So what you want to do is do what you can to make it better for your audience. I remember talking to one of our friends who's been performing as a magician since he was a kid, and Gio Rivera, a friend of ours who's a speaker, Hall of Fame speaker. He says, always pay attention to your audience. Go out of your way. If you have to do a little extra, it costs you more to make the audience happy. And I think that's good. Gio, if you're watching this, hello there, buddy. Hope you're doing well. But I think that's what we can do. And by using this, now we're going to be able to get a lot more with it. And now that we've done that, what I want to do is I want to go back into the document and let you see what Gamma has produced for us and how you're going to be able to use this. So here we are back where we left off, and we see that Gamma has done this. We've got all of this available that we can use, and there's a lot of capabilities. I want to draw your attention there to you see we have a theme where we can edit that. We can also share this, or we can present it. We can come in and say, hey, I'm going to present this as is, like that. But instead, I want to take a look at something here where we're sharing. So you can see what it can do. It can share this, and if you want to share it, you can put this to anyone that has the link. You can just set up some of your advanced settings there. You could require a password, all that very nice. But export is probably where you want to live most of the time. Look at this. You can export it to a PDF. Hello, that means as a PDF, it can become an ebook, a lead magnet. Gina, I know you've done some work in things like this as well, creating a lead magnet. This looks like a powerful way to create those very easily. What are your thoughts?
Yes, well, people love blueprints, special reports, white papers for some audiences. And so being able to create that very easily in PDF format is a great lead magnet. So you create your lead magnet, collect someone's email, name an email so you can communicate with them, deliver them this value as well. In general, you're going to continue to communicate with them to let them know more about what you can do to help them.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I think that's good. And another thing that's going to be important as a professional speaker, you're often delivering a same message over and over, a very similar message, but you tailor it to the audience, customize it to them. Well, what we can do with this, Gina, this is one of the things I like about it. You can take that presentation that you put together, but you can change a few words, change a few pictures, and use essentially the same thing for another audience, and you keep your slides very easily changed. That, to me, I think, is a breakthrough.
I agree. That's a really good way to do it. Certainly, you don't want to recreate the wheel every time you do something, every time you're speaking in front of a different audience, every time you're writing for a different audience. So if you can adjust easily the type of company and just make a few changes, it's going to be so much better.
Yeah, absolutely. I think by doing that, you're going to be able to get a lot more done and be able to make it easier for you and make it better for the audience because you're giving them something that has been tested and is working really well. Let's go back and take a look at what Gamma has done for us now and what more we can do. Okay, so here we are back here. We've got the export to PDF, to PowerPoint, etc. And by the way, one of the things you can do with that is with the PDF, you can tell it how much text you want in there. Sometimes if you're doing a slideshow, you only want a few little words on there and more pictures. You don't want to put a whole book on the slide. No, but if you're doing an ebook, you want more. So you can do it both ways, and Gamma gives you the ability to do that. It gives you the ability that and a lot more capabilities, really customizable. Something they added recently was the Google Slides. You can see them put those in there. But of course, over here, right up one from that, PowerPoint or Keynote. I'm using Mac, and we just bring in the PowerPoint slides. It works pretty well. Sometimes you might need to adjust and get some extra fonts, but that's easily done as well. Or you can export as a PNG. So if you do that, your PNGs are generated. It's safe to close the share panel. See, it can give you those, and you've got several different PNGs that are there. Why would you want to do that? Well, that could be done, for instance, with YouTube, to have a YouTube post where you could have up to five different PNGs that you would have right there on YouTube, or you could use it in some other way. Very nice. But look at this other one here, LinkedIn New. The LinkedIn capability so that you can put out a post or a carousel on LinkedIn. This is really handy and gives you a tremendous amount of capability. This was from a post I put together just this last Thursday. Put it together and got a chance to see the kind of capabilities of what it was and that. And you'll notice I had a quote here from Daniel Priestley and Kevin Harrington, where I talked about that. And when they said, your best thinking 5 years ago is your baggage today. And I want you to take a look at this. Look what's happened here. I had that. You see the picture right next to it? There it is. It looks like battered around, beat up luggage. Some of you who travel a lot, you know what we're going through on that. It's the way it works. Well, I was able to have Gamma create that picture for me. Very nice. That looks like it's a real suitcase sitting there. And this is the beauty of it. What you're going to be able to do with this is you're not only creating pictures customized to the words that you had right there. This is sensational. The capabilities, I think, are outstanding. Gina, I like this, and I think that's got some real potential to create those graphics that we need, ideally, right on the spot.
Well, that's one of the most powerful things that we are seeing with AI is the ability to create custom graphics that really illustrate the point you are trying to make. In the past, you would have to go to websites, picture sites, and sometimes they were free, sometimes they were for pay, but they usually were not exactly what you wanted. Nowadays, you can create exactly what you want, and you've created it. I'm not giving legal advice, but I believe when you create it with your own words, you own it. And I love the fact that Gamma has the ability right there inside it to help you, let you create those images.
This is ideal for content creators. It gives us exactly what we want when we need it, and it does even more. Well, I took this and put it over onto LinkedIn, and let me show you what we can do with that. Okay, so here we are. You saw the title there, Your Best Thinking 5 Years Ago is Your Baggage Today, and there's the old beat up baggage. But look at this. It also gave me this. It took this, Principles That Still Matter Today. I got that in there with a picture that came in, and it gave me even a different background for a slightly different focus here, where I was talking about Marshall Goldsmith and his book, What got you here won't get you there. How successful people become even more successful. Great book by Marshall, and I think that that's real important, but I put that in there, and they set it apart by just putting a different color on there. Finding balance with AI. All of this is available, and you see these kinds of capabilities are really outstanding. Matter of fact, one of the things I want to call your attention to is notice here, I created two conditions, an extreme 1, complete rejection, and extreme 2 of frenetic adoption. So it gave me the ability to do both of those, showed it to me, and put it in there very easily. This is part of the magic that we're getting from Gamma. It gives us a lot of power, a lot of capability to get a lot done. And you'll see down here lower, it showed me 6 approaches to deal with AI. I had these 6 things. Notice it numbered them, brought in little symbols, put them in there together, put all this together. So this is a beautiful ebook coming from what could be also a presentation. I can do it either way. And then see the wow of ChatGPT's advanced voice. I even talked about that, showed people what they could do, how they can experience that. It made it even more sparkly. And then put this in here at the end. I added this to say, okay, let's connect. People saying hello, a nice picture like that Gamma gave us, all of that there with Gamma, giving that kind of capability. I think it's nothing short of outstanding. And there's another nice thing you can do with Gamma when you want to bring in pictures. A couple of different ways to do that. Let me share my screen here again. I'm going to show you what we can do with this. On this particular one here, this is just a slide that I had. There's a graphic here that is okay, not bad, but I might want to have another one there. But what I can do is I can go over here on the right. And you'll see over here on the right side, I've got the options to bring in some other tools that are very nice. One that I want to look at right now is images. Notice I can click on images there, and it gives me the ability to upload an image or a URL. If I've got one there, a web page search, I can go over to Unsplash. Hey, Unsplash has a bunch of free program or free graphics that you can use and bring them in. I like that. We can get all kinds of things here. One that I use a lot, AI images. So I'm going to bring in this right here. And what I'm going to do is, you see, I can go here into a prompt right here, showing key features of automated content. It's suggesting that I could put in my own and change it. Notice I can customize this one to a different style that I might want using the theme that's there or something else, making it more realistic. I'm going to put here realistic like photography because I like that one. And then I can select the model. Look at this. It gives you the ability to find out which of these graphic models do you want. I like Flux Pro on the advanced level since I have the full Pro version that they have here. I'm able to select that. Very, very nice. Then once I've got that, notice below, these are pictures that have been developed for me previously that I could bring in and reuse. Or this time I'm going to generate a new one. So I'm clicking on generate, and notice what's happened. We're going to run this in real time. So you get a chance to see approximately how long it takes to do this as it works on it, and it comes in with that. There we go. And you'll see right here, it has put in a content sifter showing me this. It's something that I can use on this. It's a little bit big right here. So what I'm going to do is come over here and make it smaller. And by making it a little bit smaller, you'll see what I can do here. Take this, and then I'm going to move this over to the right. I just move it up here in horizontal alignment. Lets me slide it over there. So now I've got another picture that I've been able to bring in that could be particularly appropriate. This is just part of the good that you get with this. Lots of good being able to use it in many different ways and be able to get the kind of information that you want. And this next one we're going to show you is phenomenal. It gives you the ability to really tie into your business community. You might be like I am, that our main market is going to be business users. So LinkedIn is a platform we really like to use. And now you can produce Gamma carousels that will work on LinkedIn, a LinkedIn carousel, really. We're going to use Gamma to produce it. Let me show you what I did a little bit earlier today. Here we are in LinkedIn, and you'll notice here on my Terry Brock AI Keynote Hall of Fame speaker, shameless plug there. We can put it in, you'll see that, and I've got this right here. And this is a carousel that I put in. I can look at this and I can say, okay, I want to bring in that carousel. Let me go into that mode right there. And there we are. Look at this. It took this, brought that in there very nicely, and I was able to use it. Now I can click on the right arrow over here, and it goes into the next slide. So I can look at that. Here we go. And I've got this brilliant information here from Marshall Goldsmith on there again. This and this, I can put in up to 8 that I did here on this one, brought it in, and now that's in LinkedIn, all there, very easy to use. So you can do this with Gamma and you put it directly into LinkedIn. This is something that can definitely build your business, your name recognition, get you recognized more as people see it. It's something that I haven't been doing, but planning to do a little bit more of that. Gina, I'm pretty impressed with that and think it's got some really nice features. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, people are loving LinkedIn carousel posts. They are more engaging. I know when I'm presented with one, I like to go through and see what it is. It's almost like I'm on a little discovery tour. So what's on the next slide? What's on the next slide? And I love that Gamma makes it really easy to create these in PDF form, which is the form that LinkedIn wants its carousel posts. So that's nice. It's just a natural, it's very easy. And so I think that carousels are fantastic and people are going to use them even more. It's a good way to develop a relationship with your prospective client and existing clients.
Yeah, exactly. That's the key. Gino, you hit the nail on the head. It's really about creating those relationships, the relationship marketing that we talk about so much, tying that in to help others. Well, this is what GAM will do now. It'll do a lot more than that. And so let us know what you think. We want to hear from you in the comments. Drop a note there. You like this or you'd like to know more about something. Tell us that and we'd be happy to put some things together to help you because this is a tool that works a lot for you. It's going and doing farther. Think about it. You can create this in Gamma. You've got content for LinkedIn, content for Instagram. You've got content for your post on your blog. You've got it for many other places. YouTube post. The YouTube post is the same. You can go up to 5 on YouTube with that. Now you can create this over in Gamma, put it into YouTube. The possibilities are enormous. Think about it. We're looking forward to hearing from you. And come over and see us sometime there at Stark Raving Entrepreneurs. If you go to starkravingentrepreneurs.com, you get a chance to find out more about what we're doing and how we're operating there. Gina, any final words before we say goodbye to the folks?
Well, I know we have a tool that people really are enjoying. It's called, it's our AI Tools for Business guide. And you can get there by going to aitoolsforbiz.com and see this tool as well as other tools that we are recommending that are AI tools for business growth for thought leaders.
Absolutely. We like to give you, dear viewer, a way for you to learn on this. And if you're listening to this on audio, by all means, we encourage you to take a look at the video capabilities of this and think about how you can use this in your podcast to really support you or in other audio forms that you have. On behalf of all of us here at Stark Raving Entrepreneurs, thank you for joining us today, and we will be in touch.